Motivation gets you hype. Discipline gets you free. Sounds cool, right? But let's be real. How many times have you waited for the perfect moment to change your life? You say, I'll start when I feel ready. I just need to get in the right mindset. Oh yeah, next Monday for sure. Yeah, we've all been there. But Vinland Saga doesn't wait for motivation. It punches you in the soul and says, you either move or stay stuck. Your feelings don't decide who you are. Your actions do. While most of us are chasing dopamine hits and inspirational quotes, Thors, Thorfinn, and Canute are out here showing us what real power looks like. Not hype, not hustle, discipline. Quiet, ruthless, consistent. So today, we're not just talking about self-improvement. We're talking Viking-level transformation. Let's break it down. A true warrior doesn't need a sword. Thor says this in episode 4, right before walking into a trap set by Askeladd. He's outnumbered, ambushed. Everyone's expecting a bloodbath. But here's what happens instead. He steps forward, barefoot, no armor, no entourage, just big stoic dad energy. He doesn't yell, doesn't flex. He just quietly dismantles Askeladd's crew with the kind of grace that says, I could end you, but I won't, because I got goats to feed later. One by one, mercenaries drop, not from rage, but from restraint. Even the enemy pauses, not from fear, but from the sheer confusion of it all. Is this guy even real? That's the secret. Thors doesn't fight from impulse. He doesn't act from emotion. He acts from identity. He's not trying to feel like a warrior. He is one, the kind who doesn't need to prove anything or post about it on Instagram. This is what Marcus Aurelius called the inner citadel, a fortress inside yourself that isn't swayed by chaos, insults, or adrenaline. Just like Thors, calm, composed, unshakable. Now, here's the twist. This isn't softness, it's dangerous clarity. Thors isn't passive, he's precise. He knows when to walk away and when to drop the hammer. Real life? Think of someone who commands attention without ever raising their voice. A teacher, a coach, a boss. That old dude at the gym who never talks but benches a car. That aura, that's identity-based discipline. They're not guessing, they're anchored. So if you're still waiting to feel ready, you're fighting the wrong battle. Train yourself to act from who you're becoming, not the mood of the moment. What made Thors untouchable wasn't skill. It was who he chose to be. Most people let moods steer the wheel. Feel angry? Lash out. Feel tired? Skip the gym and become one with your couch. But Thors? He acts the same whether it's war or breakfast, because he knows who he is. That's the shift. Don't wait to feel like a disciplined person. Decide you are one, and then align every small action to that identity. Even when your brain's yelling, what if we just napped forever? Start with this sentence. I am the kind of person who, now back it up, relentlessly. When purpose disappears, so does motivation. And no one lived that more than Thorfinn. He spent his youth on battlefields, fueled by one thing, revenge. His whole identity wrapped around one mission, kill Askeladd. But then, Askeladd dies. And Thorfinn, he doesn't rage, he doesn't cry, he just stops. No sword, no training. He becomes a ghost in a farmhand's body. The anime equivalent of rage-quitting life. On Kettle's estate, chopping wood, digging trenches, staring into the dirt like it owes him money. And yet, this is where real transformation begins. It's not cinematic, it's not sexy, it's silent, it's repetitive, it's unseen. Seneca said, the soul becomes hardened in solitude. And that's exactly what happens. Thorfinn doesn't find himself. He grinds himself into someone new, one log at a time, one breath at a time. One apology to the past at a time. It's boring. It's painful. It's freedom. Angela Duckworth, remember her? Psychologist, studied success. She found grit, not talent, not hype, is what creates long-term achievement. And Thorfinn, he builds a system. Wake up, chop, plant, repeat. Real life? You start with a goal. New journal, new gym shoes, new, I'm gonna change my life playlist. Then day 4 hits. The vibe dies, and you're like, maybe I'll just start again on Monday. That's willpower. Unreliable, moody, ghosts you when it's inconvenient. But systems? They don't care if you're tired. They don't care if Mercury's in retrograde. They run. Want to be consistent? Build a framework that survives your feelings. Wake up time, cold shower, writing session, workout block. Do it so often it becomes your operating system. That's how Thorfinn rebuilt himself, and that's how you will too. Let's break it down. Thorfinn didn't show up to the farm every day because he wanted to. He did it because he had to. Because if he didn't, he'd disappear. Willpower is a flake. Systems are friends who actually text back. That's the shift. Discipline isn't about motivation spikes. It's about engineering your environment so your habits run on autopilot, even when you don't feel like a hero. Want to write more? Set a daily time block. Want to train more? Lay your clothes out the night before. Want to grow? Make fewer decisions and stick to tighter rules. Build a system. Then let it carry you through your weakest days. The moment you take responsibility is the moment you become dangerous. Let's rewind to season 1. Canute isn't just quiet, he's invisible. Like if Beige was a person, soft-spoken, hidden behind Ragnar, a royal accessory with a crown 3 sizes too big. He can't speak for himself, can't even pray without sounding like he's apologizing to God for existing. But then Ragnar dies, and the curtains get ripped down. No more protection, no more excuses, just a lost boy in the middle of a battlefield. And that moment, it breaks him, so he can rebuild himself. Suddenly, Canute isn't hiding. He's plotting. He's planning. He's speaking like a man who knows kingdoms don't build themselves. The soldiers who used to laugh at him, now they lean in when he speaks. Why? Because he found a mission. He decides peace is worth fighting for, even if it means using blood to build it. This isn't a glow-up. It's a burn it down and start over moment. And that's the Stoic principle. Viktor Frankl said, "Those who have a why can bear almost any how." Canute found his why, and with it, clarity to suffer, to lead, to sacrifice, to win. In real life, comfort whispers, wait till you're ready. Purpose, we go now. You don't become dangerous by accident. You become dangerous by choosing responsibility over convenience every single day. Let's connect the dots. Canute didn't rise to power by picking what felt good. He rose because he picked what felt necessary. Pleasure is reactive. It wants comfort. Purpose demands growth. Most people, they live in escape mode, running from discomfort like it's a tax audit. But Canute teaches us discomfort, when tied to a mission, becomes fuel, becomes power, becomes legacy. Next time something feels hard, ask yourself, is this discomfort serving my purpose? If the answer is yes, lean in. It's not pain, it's progress. The loudest voice in the room might be the one in your head. Let's get brutally honest. Most of your biggest battles, you won't fight them in meetings or relationships or even in your job. They happen at 2 a.m. when you're alone, when the room's quiet, when it's just you and your brain whispering sabotage. Why bother? Nothing's changing. You can start tomorrow. It's not your boss. It's not your ex. It's not society. It's you versus you. Vinland Saga nails this. Take Thorfinn. Post-war, post-Kettle's farm. He's walked away from violence. No more enemies, except the one inside. Guilt, shame, regret. The silent, who even am I now? Crisis. That's when discipline becomes real. Because once the external noise fades, you're left with internal chaos. And here's the kicker. Motivation can't save you here. Validation won't come. It's just you grinding in the dark. A 2014 study in Science showed people would rather shock themselves than sit alone with their thoughts. Yeah, literal electricity over introspection. But if you stay in that silence long enough, if you don't run, if you just keep chopping wood, metaphorically or literally, something starts to change. You stop needing noise. You stop needing proof. You build clarity, grit, peace. In real life, you're editing videos, studying, training, healing, and no one's clapping. No likes, no views, no "you got this" text. Just you and that one question: why am I still doing this? And the answer? That is the point. Because that silence, it's not emptiness, it's a forge. And if you stand in it long enough, you meet a version of yourself who doesn't need a quote, a song, or a hype playlist to keep going. That version of you, that's the warrior you've been trying to become. Motivation gets you hype. Discipline gets you free. That's the message. Not just from me, but from Thors, from Thorfinn, from Canute. They weren't chasing feelings. They weren't waiting for the perfect moment. They chose the harder path, again and again. Why? Because they understood something most people don't. Your mood is a liar. Your mission is the truth. So don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation to knock. Build the system. Pick the identity. Commit to the mission. That's the Viking way. That's the Stoic way. That's your way forward. Thors, identity over mood. Be the kind of person who doesn't need hype to do what matters. Thorfinn, systems over willpower. Build habits that keep you moving, even when nothing else makes sense. Canute, purpose over pleasure. Trade comfort for mission. Let your why turn struggle into fuel. That's it. No outro, no fluff. Now go build your empire.